Hello, and my name is DangerPanda, and I'm going to be playing Loren the Amazon Princess for you today. And Loren the Amazon Princess was made by Winter Wolves. Their games are actually pretty awesome, and I hope that you guys might want to try this game someday. So we're going to start the game, set it on standard mode, because I don't think I would do very well in tactics mode. Inside the monastery, there is only one lit room at this late hour, just enough to light the empty pages of a thick book. A hooded monk leans over the desk inside with a quill in hand. I am the monk. I am here to write a tale so epic that I cannot sleep until it's told. So here I write the tale of the Amazon Princess Loren. I start this tale from the very beginning, back in a time when the world was blissfully unaware of the turmoil to come. We begin in the high mountains, a deep, mighty fortress. A sword slices through the training dummy. Let me try that again. A sword slices the head of a training dummy clean off, and it falls in pieces around the feet of a tall, raven-haired woman. Every morning, the servants would mend the training equipment so that it may be destroyed again by their princess's hand during the next training session. One sword was not enough for this fierce warrior. No, she considered a shield dead weight and an empty hand a death wish. Princess Loren would only fight with a sword in each hand. Where are the other dummies? There are none left, my grace. She was displeased to learn that her training would end so early today. She crossed her arms and stared down her attending servants. Then perhaps one of you should fetch a sword. The slaves gulped in unison after having witnessed what damage their princess could do. But before anyone could move, the piercing cry of a griffin fell from the skies. Just then, a messenger ran into the training grounds, panting for breath. Princess Loren, the captain, she has returned. Alone, your majesty. Loren broke into a run. She ran as fast as she could to the main square inside the citadel. The Amazon scouts had landed with their griffins just as she arrived. The captain of the guards, Breza, looked extremely grave as she approached her. Loren knew instantly that the news the scouts carried would not be a routine report. Your Majesty, tell me. A scout stepped forward and placed a hand over her heart in a salute. Queen Karen has been lost. Loren's face paled. She disappeared into the night. As of now, we do not know what happened to her. There's not a trace. We searched high and low, your majesty. She is not in Amazon territory. Then we have no choice in this matter. With the queen lost, Princess Loren must become our new queen. No, my mother is still queen. Let me try that again. No, my mother is still alive and still queen. She is not dead. You did not find her body. Searching for her must be our top priority. Your Highness, you know that it is against law to leave the citadel. Your mother's fate is too uncertain. That is precisely why we must try to find her. I will search for her myself if I have to. Her hard glare challenged anyone to say otherwise. New quest, find Queen Karen. Find the missing Amazon Queen. Yeah, we just discovered our first quest. But yeah, this is a pretty good game, and I like it a lot. Your Highness. Breza looked conflicted. Your mother appointed me as the enforcer of Amazon law, and I must decree, if you leave the citadel, you forfeit all support from the Amazons. What? When you abandon the citadel, you abandon your title. That is what the Great Mothers dictated. Loren took in a deep breath. She would be denied the armory, the military, or even access to the royal treasury. Then so be it. I will find my mother by myself. Loren! Breza closed her mouth and looked to the side. Majesty? Do not apologize, Commander. You are only doing your duty, and the Queen will honor that when she returns. The Amazons may not be able to help you, but we will give you a promising individual who will aid you. The monk pauses for a moment, looking at what was just written before continuing. And that is how it all began. Yeah, Loren is a powerful fighter but lacks healing skills. And our playable character can heal throughout the game, so now it's time to choose our character. We have two choices. We have Saren. Saren is a human male. He has been a slave for his entire life, born from a captured Imperial soldier. Well, his mother was an Amazon, so hence why he's a slave. He was born a dude, so he is a slave. And then we have Eleanor. She's a female elf. She traded her freedom for protection at a very young age. She was found by the Amazons after the orcs attacked her tribe of elves, and the Amazons basically took her in. So for this, we're gonna play as Eleanor, and we're gonna be a thief. And thieves are quick and can inflict deadly blows to incapacitated targets, but have fewer hit points and cannot wear heavy armor. Thieves are weaker than warriors and usually stay in the back row on the battlefield, though if well equipped can sustain some damage. Remember that you can use Loren's guard action to protect any thief or mage positioned in the back row. An elf girl? The princess watched as the elf bowed to her politely. We found her starving and cold. Her allegiance lies completely with the Amazons and with you. I was separated from my tribe by orcs as a child. If it were not for the generous Amazons, I would have died. I will work my hardest every day to repay this debt. In your interest, Your Highness, she is most talented in healing magic. She can tell me herself. Well, elf, how are you of use to me? I have served you and Her Majesty dutifully at the Royal Palace. Royal Palace, specifically in the Queen's service. And we get 2 skill for that. You served my mother? How? I do anything she asks of me. I have not seen you around the palace. My mother already has a personal servant, and he is not you. Princess Eleanor belongs to the Queen's harem. She has proven deep loyalty and obedience. Loren's eyes drifted down Eleanor's body as if seeing her for the first time. She was a small, petite elf, so it was hard to imagine how a self-respecting Amazon could find her attractive. She was not tall or very muscular, and her skin was too smooth. Ah, and Eleanor's blushing. She is among the select elves available to Her Majesty if that day were ever to come. For some reason, Loren was relieved to hear that this elf was yet untouched by her mother, and found a mysterious joy in having her serve her instead. Your skills of the bedroom are of no use to me, so do not expect to share the same duties. Eleanor smirked, used to people treating her a certain way upon hearing her duty, but... Yes, ma'am. What actual use will you be of... Okay, let me try that again. What actual use will you be of to me? Eleanor could not reveal that her actual service to the Queen was far more illicit, and that her position in the Queen's harem was only a front. Eleanor was a spy and an assassin. I know my way around the battlefield. For the last several annual provings, I have been sponsored to enter and have won many titles. For this year's proving, I was granted top place in the Target Challenge. Yes, her skill with the bow and arrow rivals that of an Amazon's. Gain +2 to skill in a small crossbow. Not only has she demonstrated superior fighting ability, but she is extremely loyal. Tell them. I was allowed the honor of accompanying my mistress to the tavern where she was disrespected by several rude drunkards. They were looking for a fight, so I sneaked my mistress from the tavern. I was able to save her from an unnecessary fight. I distracted them while she slipped outside, and cloaked myself to make my escape as well. Gain +2 in skill. Skill is basically the same as dexterity, so yeah. And strength is, well, it's strength. And will is the primary attribute for mages. It's like intelligence, if we were going to talk about it in like D&D standards anyway. It is true, she respected her mistress deeply, as she will respect you. She did not fail to craft a present for her mistress for the winter solstice. Tell her, what was the last gift you made? I showed my loyalty to her by giving her a beautiful bow. I carved a ceremonial bow to represent my mistress's superior skill in archery to all of the Citadel. She allowed me to use the bow in the proving competitions, earning the envy of all. Gained some more skill. She received the gift very well, and I was praised. I was just happy to give her a small emblem of her great strength and wisdom. Unfortunately, even my mighty mistress was not invincible. She succumbed to a grave illness, and in her last days she called me to her side. She granted me one reward from her service, and I chose an enchanted ring. She granted me her heirloom ring, which was only jewelry to her, but when I placed it on my finger, I felt a great surge in my magical power. Gained +2 will and acquired a ring of speed. And her loyalty does not end there, Your Highness. Eleanor has demonstrated an act of a true servant of the Citadel. I was approached by another slave. They spoke of fantastic lands and cities and life away from the Citadel. I associated with this person to the point that he confided in me a plan to escape. He wished for me to come with him, and I reported him to the authorities. He was a traitor to the Queen, and I reported his plotting to the guards. I did not see him again. Eleanor's loyalty is unquestionable. +2 in strength. It will be a difficult loss to let go of one of our most prized slave. However, I will trust you with no one less, my princess. And that was character creation, and I am happy with my choices. It would be useful to travel with someone like you. Are you willing to risk your life for my cause? My life is yours. I suppose you will be satisfactory. Loren demanded an immediate departure, as leaving could not be too soon with her mother missing. Chapter 1, The Rescue. We're going to put this on normal. And we're going to hide suggestive content, because having suggestive content on might be a bad idea. Loren instructed Eleanor to take care of any business in the Citadel before they left. And now we'll be able to shop and travel. But I think that's where I'm going to stop for today, so thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and see you in the next video, I guess.